trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, now this is the chart of the cash S&P as of Friday when we made the big low down here. If you remember, we made the complete ABCD pattern here. There's where we closed. Okay, and I did not have a recommendation today, I said, because we have this completed. All right, everybody that's bought it over those last 10 days here has a loss, but they've had a pretty good rally today. We've got all the way up to this level already. We're almost, I think we might have just hit 682, folks. We might have come all the way back to this. That means that they're almost back to break even right now. So I said you have to give it a little bit of time because, frankly, folks, there was no way we were going to have a strike in the government during a holiday. That's not going to happen. Any president that lets that happen, he's not going to be president very long. I think it was Eisenhower that said that you can't have a strike during the holidays. Anyway, that was about auto companies or something. But anyway, this is what we were watching. Let's get back to those things I wanted to talk to you about with the MAGA stocks, because we're going to do Apple next, I believe. We'll get up here. You can see Apple started at $3 a share way back here when Steve Jobs was running the place, and it ran up to $267. You can see it also measures to the ABCD pattern, and that's what so far has been the high with Apple. Okay, the next one, if you want this file, folks, if you ask me for it, you send it to Larry Pesavento at tradingtutor.com, and I'll see that you get the file and we can look at it. All right, we're going to look at the next one, which is Amazon. This has been a big one. It started, way back here, back in the early 1998 or whatever it was. It started at $2.93. This was all the splits, and you can see it measures to 258, and you can see where it comes to. Folks, this is what shocked me. Is when John and I were going through this and we started doing this, we started doing the ABCDs, they all came up to the same number, every single one of them. And I said, oh my God, that must mean something, but what it means, I don't know. But that's what I was shocked about, the fact that it actually did that. I don't know anything about stocks. I did a stock split thing for it when I was in graduate school in Indiana. Let's just go to, here's Avco, started at 291, it measures to 388. What's been the high? It measured to 363.73, and that's close to where it is right now. But when I was in Indiana, there was a widow of a farmer, very old farming company, family, and she had 500 shares of original issue of Ford Motor Company. And they'd been getting dividends, but the stock splits went into the bank or whatever it was. They didn't know what the value of the whole thing was. And so we had to do some research on that. But she paid $5 for the 500 shares, and it was worth $250,000. Folks, that was 1964. Now, Ford never went up much after that, but that was still a heck of a return. All right, now let's move on, and we'll take a look at the next one that we want to watch here, which is Google. Now, Google's a big surprise because this started back in 2004. It didn't go back that far for my data, but it started in 2004 on August the 19th. That was my daughter Jill's birthday, and my little grandson was 4 years old, and the stock came out at 85, and it closed at 70. I was on my way to the Money Show in Las Vegas to give a speech. It was the initial day of Google, and I bought it at 70, okay, and I left the house at about 10:30. Got on the plane, it got to Vegas about 12:30. By the time I got to Vegas, the stock was trading at about 101. So I'd made $30 on 100 shares. So it's 300. It allowed me to buy another St. Gaudens $20 gold piece for my grandson. That $20 gold piece cost me $47,000 because if I'd have just held the stock, that's how much it would have made. So There you go. Anyway, you can see here, same thing, ABCDs coming up into these areas right in here. So that's, truly, when you look at all these, that's what is so amazing to me, that these are happening as we look at these one at a time. The next one, we've already looked at Microsoft. Now we'll take a Netflix. And this is an interesting one, because you'd think at 25 cents to $13.99 that it would be the biggest. No, it's not. Microsoft is by far the greatest. 510,000%, folks, since 1986. If you'd bought one share of Microsoft in 1986 when it was issued, okay, you paid $17 for it. And now it would be worth, one share would be worth $146,000, just one share. You think that's not a lot of money? Shut the front door and raise the rent. All right, then we'll take another look on here. We'll look at NVIDIA. This is another big one. This one goes back to 34 cents to 212. It still doesn't match because of the number of splits. It still doesn't match. Nothing comes close to Microsoft, but this has been a big one too. But this was really recent, because you could have bought this back here. It was $6 or $8. I forget what it was. But this is the actual ABCD pattern that we're looking at right here with all the splits. All of them look exactly the same. Whether that means anything or not, I don't know. But these things are keep going up and up and up, and how much higher they're going to go, anybody can go. But finally, we're going to look at our Tesla. This was the big surprise, folks. Tesla was back in here, okay, $3, $3.88. There's your ABCD. But one share of Tesla, if you'd have bought it for $3.88, is worth $7,600, one share. All right, and you can see where we are with these. So these are the fortunes that people have made. This goes far beyond anything that ever happened to the stock market in 1929, folks. In 1929, the biggest stock of that group was Radio Company of America, RCA, and it was selling for about $2, and it went to $600, from $2 to $600. But that's nothing like compared to what happened, because that didn't split, because it went straight up from 1924 to 1929, and then from 1929 it went to zero a couple years later. So that's pretty much what we were watching as we went through some of these trades that we were watching here today. So let's get up here and talk about the regular markets. We had a couple of really exciting ones. The most exciting one from the video that I sent last night was the chart for Google. I said, this got 4,100 written all over it. Here, it opened right here. Right there is where it opened. And then, of course, it rallied $30 right away. That's when I said, hey, this one's going here. And it went straight up. I mean, I think it had two $6 corrections on the way up. It was, if you were watching the 382 return, I think I did a couple of those. Let me double check and see if I did do them or not. No, I did them with the, here's what I did do. I did them with the NASDAQ on Friday. There was the 382. Remember, this is when we were on the air, 12 o'clock, okay? There's where it was making its bottom right there, ABCD, all the way down perfectly. 24,770. The low was 24,708. And we just hit 25, we're back to 25.6 or something right now. But there's where we were during the show. Backed off right here. And this is where it was supposed to open here, okay, tonight, or this morning. And it did. It opened there. And what happened was a little bit higher. And I think I actually put that up there to show folks what was actually happened during that time, because it was really exciting to watch it. I didn't take advantage of it like I wanted to, but I did watch it. And where did I put it? I got so many of these darn things in here.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, here's where we were Friday. I'll go through the whole sequence, but there was the ABCD pattern we made. This was right after the open. If you'll remember, we completed the ABCD. It went to 66, 51, 75, so that's pretty close to where it is. Then we had this big run. What I do when I see things like that, I keep track of them so that I can remind myself how these markets, continue to work day after day doing this. And so I'm going to bring it up and show you. There's where we were on the show. If you remember, we were looking at that little ABCD pattern right there, and it had a little bit of a profit there. You can see this is the NASDAQ. Well, that's the NASDAQ. I want to get the S&P up. Hold on. I've got it here too. And that one is right here, I believe. Is this the one? I'm going to take a wild guess. Yep, I think this is the one I'm going to take a guess. Yeah, this is the NASDAQ again. Just a second, folks. I'm sorry. I just have too much here to show you, but I want to make sure you do see it because it repeats over and over again, and that's why we're watching these things. Now that's the NASDAQ again. Okay, it did the same thing that the S&P did. In fact, just what I'll do now, just to make it easy on myself, is I'll just go to a live chart and we'll be able to see it real easy because that's what we want to be watching. Here's where we are right now. There's where we were. Okay, remember this is Friday. There's our low on Friday. Okay, now here's what I was trying to show you because there was the first 382 retracement right here. Okay. That was the first one right there, okay? The second one was right there. I'll just show you that one. That was a big one because we had a pretty big break from that level. Now, I know you don't think this means much, but trust me, folks, it flat out does because it tells you where these markets go. There was your second 382 retracement, and then we kept going up. Here was the overnight. Now, this was Sunday night. Now, you think that's not important, but let's just look at it. There's where we were from Friday. There's an ABCD pattern. Now, it took an hour to do that. From Sunday night, that took a whole hour to do it. And if you've been watching for the 382, like somebody that I know was doing that, said, look, this thing really wants to go higher because makes 0.32, misses it by 2 points, being the exact 382. Then we go up, we make another 382 from that spot right there. I'm just going to show you again because it does repeat over and over again, one after another. And you'll see that there misses this one by 2 points also. I think it catches this one, and now you can see we went up. And look at this one right here. You see that low from this low right here, that 382? Guess where that's from, folks? That's from this big one right back there. And look, we went up and made new highs. Now let's look at this on the hourly chart, because we're going to, you might think this is going to, well, it's probably going to go up forever, but here's what we've done so far. There was the ABCD last night from the high, or from Friday. That's it right now. You can see this is the biggest rally we've had in a long time. Still, all these people that bought it during this time here, from all during this whole time frame right here, they're still underwater. Everybody still bought it. They're almost even right about now. There's where it is right now. They're almost even, and it's setting right here at 68.40. That's where it was on October the 24th. So all this time, 2.5 weeks, all we've done is gone down and back up. So this is not, it's bullish because it's had a heck of a run. Now you can see really closely that move right here this morning. You see that big move? That was a really quick drop. We dropped 30 handles right into this low right here. Bada bing, bada boom. And that's going to tell us we're probably going to go a little bit higher. But somewhere in here, I don't know where it is. I wish I did, because if I tell you I would. Anyway, we're going to have probably a correction. Maybe the market will even close down 1 or 2 days in a row. Probably could not be possible. The reason why I say that with a lot of confidence is the fact that when you see all of those stock splits going back from when they started, and they all end up with ABCD, including all the stock splits, all at the exact numbers. Folks, if that doesn't mean anything, I really ought to do something else. I'm not going to go back into pharmacy. I'm going to trade short term, of course, but I'll have to say I don't think I'll ever make another prediction in my life, because with all these ABCD patterns everywhere in the world that we're seeing, something big is going to happen. I don't think it's going to be good, but I could be wrong, and maybe it's going to go up forever. But this is all news related that we're having now. I mean, it was expected, for God's sake. You're not going to have, this is the longest strike we've ever had in the history of our country. I think we break more records in this type of stuff than we've ever done. But things are going to be different. They seem that they're always the same, but they do repeat over and over again. So there's where we are right now. What we've done is recovered almost all of what everybody lost. They're back to, they're still losing, because if they bought it up in here, they're not even breaking even yet. See, you have to get above that to break even. That's not happening. There's where the big breakdown occurred. Remember that? We were looking for a potential gap down, but we didn't get it. What we did get is we got a move right here. And we pointed that out. We pointed it out to you that day. That was November the 4th. You made a beautiful little 382 retracement right there. You can see it right on the money. There it is, 382. And from there, you came all the way down. What'd you do? You make another 382. And then that gave you the one that took you down to the other level that we were watching right down here at 66 and change, 66.57. I think the 66.56 was the 66.55 was the exact low, and here's where we are right now with this. And we did the same thing in all these others. Now, the other one that we've been watching very, very closely here has been the euro, and I want to bring this up, and the British pound. Let's do the British pound first, because we had an interesting situation today in the British pound that we pointed out in the video. And we'll get this up here for just a second. No guest today, so I'll have plenty of time to answer any questions. We have a few stocks that people have asked about that I'll try to cover. But here's where we've done so far in the pound. You can see all the ABCDs. I put these in here before. There's where we were. You can see all the ABCDs completed right down here. We've had a big rally. Okay, now you can see the rally today. Where did it come up to, folks? 1, 2, 3, 4-day rally right at the 382. Okay, now look at the last time we had one of those. You see that little rally we had? Let's just compare this rally right here. All right, just get this out of the way here a second, move this out of the way. We're going to compare this rally right here with the one we've got going right now. And it says that we could go a little bit high. Well, we could go quite a bit higher. We could get up into this area. But we're setting right at the 382 retracement right now here in the British pound as we look at it this morning. Now, this is made, several hundred. It's made about $1,200 in this 1, 2, 3, 4-day runs. But you were only risking about 300, so that's a pretty good return on what you're watching. But we're still in the downtrend here. But remember, this is some big ABCDs, folks. You can see this big one right here. That's a That's a huge A, B, C, D that completed just absolutely perfectly. A, B, C, D, bada bing, bada boom, and it's held pretty good. I think we're about ready for a break here, aren't we? 52 seconds. Oh my God, that's one lifetime. Gives a chance to take a look at Tesla. Let's do it. Well, I'll do Tesla first because that was the first question that someone brought in today. So we'll bring that up here. And Tesla is up today, strong, I believe. Yes, it is doing pretty good. And you can see here, there's Tesla. Did make a 382 back here. You can see that was the 382 of that move right there. Stopped right on the money, and it still looks good. We had a little ABCD pattern right there. We did that on the hourly and showed you the other day that it just absolute perfect. There it is. ABCD buying into 23. Here it is at 47. There's ABCDs everywhere. A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. That's all I do, A, B, C, D. I would never get past the fifth grade.
Researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, this is NVIDIA. You can see the period here we were talking about, in October there. There was your October 24th, but there was the big gap that we had up in here. And of course, everybody that bought it during that time had a loss. And you can see what happened. There's where we were on Friday. Closed really strong on Friday. You see that? And look what happened. It gaps up and it's still going very, very strong. This is a huge move, folks. So I've pointed it out to you on that monthly chart. You can see that it's had a tremendous run. And we've already seen, I've already showed you that chart, so you don't really need to look at that again. All right, let's move over here and look at a couple other things. We want to look at the euro because the euro and the pound, they do run a little differently here. We'll get the euro up here because we had a really nice situation happening on the short side of the euro this morning. Let's just get this up here on the hourly chart so you'll be able to see it without too much trouble. There's where we were. We got up to this level here on Friday. Okay, then last night, you see we came in, had a little bit of move like this, and then moved down to, look how it stopped right at the 382, folks. It stopped. Let's just clean it out so you can see that it's acting pretty darn good. That means the dollar is weakening. That's what it means. Look at this. See this euro right there? Look at this right there. Stopped it once there, once there. I mean, it's just right on the money. These are pretty big moves, too, in the euro, folks. So it's held really good. That tells you that the dollar is starting to weaken. So let's take a look at the U.S. dollar. And we've seen it before, but we're going to look at it again just to repeat ourselves to tell us that repetition is the mother of knowledge. And here's the dollar index. And you can see it's starting to weaken, but it's not weakening a lot. So this is why we've got to watch it closely. Now, here's where we are. Dow, that's been down 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth day down. This was unchanged, okay? But we've had all the ABCD patterns coming in, but each of them are doing exactly what the other one was doing. There's your retracement right here. Just a little below the 382 takes you to that level. If you did the 382 on the whole thing right back here, takes you right to that level right here, goes right up to this level, coming back very, very quietly. So if you look at it from the last low that we made right here, what is it doing? It's doing exactly the opposite of what the euro is doing. So we're getting ready to have a pretty big move here in the dollar. It's either going to push up to the upside and the euro is going to come down, or vice versa. I have to think that it's got a better chance of going up than the euro has of going up. That's my opinion, because this is, you can see the euro on this, but when you look at the euro on the really long-term monthly chart, this is a flat out, well, I got to change the defaults here, just reset the defaults, and it'll be fine. There it is, move that over. See, there's where we are, this is where we are right now. I think we've already completed this. That's that big pattern right here. And now we're starting to head down. I think we're going to come down here near par sometime in the, repeat a move like this here in the euros, what I think will be happening. But again, I have a bias on that, so I try to trade it from both sides if I can see a pattern that completes, and I'm able to do it one at a time. All right, now let's take a look at this gold market, folks, because it last night was a thing of beauty in the gold market. I have to bring this to your attention because I sent this out in the video. There was our action that we were looking at right here. See, that was a key action. Here's where we were coming into Friday. Okay, there's Friday's action right here. This was Friday's action. We had taken this out, so that tells it, but we backed off to right to here. So I said, look, this has got a chance to get up to this level right here because of that bigger ABCD pattern that we're looking at right there. There it is right there. AB equals CD, and that comes in around 4090, something like that. Yeah, 4088. I said it's got a really good chance to get to this level, and it opened unchanged to down just a little bit, and then it took off. Now I want you to see this because I was watching this real closely because I put that video out and said, see, this looks like it's got some, chance to get up here. So I used the old 4-minute chart just to see what I could see. So here's where we are. I'm going to come over here. This is the early morning. Let's get over here. Here's where we were Sunday night. There's Sunday night right here. Okay, there's Sunday night right there on the night. You see that little bit, that move right there? That told me we were getting ready to see something really big. And so what I started to do, I just started following it little by little. You can see I'm going to do these one at a time so you can be able to see that there was your first 382. This one didn't make a 382. This one didn't make a 382, but we had a good correction right here. See how long it took to make that correction? That told me that that was a cycle low of some type, so I want to watch for the next one. So what happened was, this was a big correction. There was your last big correction. Where did it stop? Exactly at the 382. Look where it goes up to. It goes up to all those targets that we were looking at. And that's where I said, well, that's probably going to be it. I tried it from the short side for a little bit, but I gave up once it went above 40.95 up in here because I could see that it was going to go higher. And look what's happened so far. Let's just look at it from kicks and giggles again, folks. This was a pretty big correction, correct? This was a pretty big correction, correct? Let's see if that was 382, correct? And I'm doing it first time. Oh, I'm wrong. It went to between 50% and 382 and 50%. So it stopped and didn't quite make it in here. This one here, I quit watching it once it went above 40.88, because there was another one that was right there, another ABCD. You can see there's your ABCD, there's your 382. That leads to your ABCD right up here, 41.15. And then you come down and look, it's still going higher, folks. This is telling you that, well, maybe there's something happening here in this gold market, because we were looking at it. Let's look at it on the daily. You could say that maybe all this here, instead of it was accumulation. Well, it certainly is by looking at this. This is no longer valid, because that's already what's happened. You can see there was your 382 of the first move, and look where we are now. We're probably at the 50%. Let's just double check for kicks and giggles. From the high down here to your low is, not quite to the 50%. That comes in at 41.47, and you could easily make a case for that. There's your ABCD right there. Take you to 47 without any trouble at all. Blow that up a little bit. So let's see if the silver, and I wasn't following it. Let's see how much time we got here for this one. We got enough time for silver. Let's get this up here. The silver was telling you that it was acting pretty good. It was not acting nearly as bearish as the gold. Let's get up with we'll do a 15-minute just to see where we were this morning coming in Sunday, and see what the same thing was. There's our picture. Here's where we were. This was Sunday right here. There's your Sunday market right there. Look what silver did right on the open on Sunday, folks. Boom. Wow, this is going to be nice. Look, there it is on Sunday. See Sunday? Bada bing, bada bing. What do you think that was? Let's just double check that for kicks and giggles. Folks, Hugard had the greatest signal I've ever seen, that 382. And look where it goes to right now, folks. We're right at the ABCD in the silver right now. That's the ABCD of that move. I wouldn't sell it here, but if you have a inclining, this would be the place to do it, because all the numbers are there. Right there. There it is right there. And do we have another 382 right behind it right there this morning?
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, we're back, folks. We're up 1,000 points in the NASDAQ since Friday. So you can see here, we made the 786 and it's 1,000 points. We're back to the October 24 level. You can see we're sitting there right now. How much higher we're going to get? It's difficult here, folks, because it's like this one right here. We could be looking at something like this where it's going to go A, B, C, D, and make a new high. Boy, if it does that, I'll be surprised, but I get surprised a lot, as you know. But we're having a heck of a run here. This move that we've had, let's see, the last time we had one not even close to that was this one right here. This was a really big move. Remember, it scared the bejeebies out of the shorts on that one. And we're already way past that. Well, no, not too bad. Oh my gosh, they're almost exactly the same. I'd be darned. I don't know if that means anything, but that was the first one right there. So we'll find out if that does mean anything or not. I don't know. They do repeat, but I don't know if it's going to do it this time or not. All right, let's move over and talk about the grains. Okay, we've had some questions about the wheat. Let's get up here. We'll take a look. We still like the wheat problem. We were waiting to see if we'd make it a little 382 retracement here in one of these runs, and we'll just get it right here. It starts with a W, you believe. There it is. Put up the little 15-minute and see how we're coming here. There's where we go. We've had it. This is the 15-minute. Let's move back here. Wow, it dropped that much into Sunday. Shut the front door. I didn't even see that. Holy cow. Oh, there we are. Let's get the hourly up so we can see if it made it 380. I wasn't even following the wheat, folks. Shut the front door. Okay, we had a big low right down here. That was our big low. Remember that. There's our 3-drive pattern right there. That's where we looked at. Of course, we were smart enough to get out of it up in here. But anyway, we've had a pretty big run here in the wheat. You can see here we've completed an ABCD off of that last move, it looks like, doesn't it? Didn't even look at these at all, folks, so I sure did. Yeah, wow, there, that was that. When did that? That did that on the 5th. Okay, now we pulled back. Let's see. Oh, we made a 50% retracement, I believe. Oh, no. Yeah, it's exactly 50. Sorry. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's exactly 50%. Nope, it's right between the two. And here's where we are right now in the wheat. We're having a little bit of a rally back. Now, this one right here is probably getting ready for a sale. And I'll tell you why, because this is a pretty big drop, all right? So we want to see what the 382 is going to be off of this next move right here. And we're just hitting it right about now. They're at 37. There's where we were. This was the action from Friday. All we're having today was the 382 retracement off of that high. And, well, I don't know if it filled or not, but that's about a 7-cent move. So it still should have some resistance here at 37, but there's also the possibility it could get all the way up to this next level right here, where I would say that would definitely be a sell in the wheat, would be right up in this level right here, 540, up another nickel from where we are right now, because that we've made a major high up in here. We've broken down. Now we're making a little retracement back. And maybe you could call it a head and shoulders or not, I don't know, but that's it. So I'd be watching to get in the wheat. If we can get wheat down in this level one more time, on this big ABCD, then I'll be interested in using it. The one that's interesting from a standpoint of China is the soybean meal, because that just literally knocked the socks off of everybody. Let's get this up here on the hourly, because it was a big move. Let's get it back here from where we were back here. Let's get the daily up so we can see how nicely it really did. There was the ABCD. Look at this here. We didn't even make it 382 yet. This was nothing. I mean, this is a meal drop from, that's a lot. That's $1,500 to drop in meal, and now we're rallying back. So let's look at this on the hourly. And there's a move right here, but that's not much. It's not anything any related to a 382, is it? Let's just hit this to see it. No, there's not even anything any close to a 382 retracement. All we're seeing now in the meal is this is basically a 135 pattern. There's one. You can't really say that because they're almost identical, equal. If this were a little bit lower, would be 1.3, but all this is a 61% retracement is what we're watching here. And this is a low risk sale if you want a low risk sale in the meal. And I'd be real careful because this thing can take off either direction. But this should give it some resistance right here, because that's your 61% retracement off the high. And not only that, but it's taken 4 days to do it. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Monday. So it's taken 4 days to get to this level. So it's had to struggle to the level. It's setting right at the 618 right here, 319. The high's been 320. To me, that's a low risk short sale. And I'll probably do that after the show here when I finish flopping my gums here, giving you information that you're probably not interested in, but that's what I have to look at. Let's look at the soybean oil, because that's the one I think is the sleeper. And we'll see how we're going to do. We're getting pretty close. If we haven't quite made it yet, no, we're still trying, and we're moving up again today. But I really wanted to get to this level, and we might have missed it by this little bit of amount. And I'm beginning to think that we are, because you can see here that was back on November 3rd, and now we're breaking out to the upside here. And that tells us that I probably missed that spot right there by just a little bit. I really like that one at 47, 48, but we only got to 48 and change, so we missed it by about $600, and now it's starting to move higher. And as we look at this on the hourly basis, you'll probably see here we had something here. This was Sunday night right here. You can see there's where our pullback was. Stopped right at the 61% retracement here. And then you can see, here's an interesting one this morning. There's your 382, folks. There's your run. We have a nice run going in soybean oil. Where does it go to? Didn't even make a 382, did it? Wow. And how much did it miss it by? Missed it by $20. So it's pretty close, and now it's going up. But, if you're waiting to buy it here, I mean, and you didn't put the order in right there, you're not going to get filled. How do you know it's not going to come down to that level? So you don't. It's a small ABCD there, but it's still going higher now. So you can't be short soybean oil. That looks pretty good from the perspective of what we're watching here right now. One other stock people are asking about is Appel. Mr. Appel, we'll get this up here, Apple. And that's been a really good one. We'll see where we are. We're still up near the highs. Boy, look where Apple's been, folks. You talk about setting there on a ledge. Look at this. This has been here. Are you kidding me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days at this level? Wow, that's really unusual. I mean, all at the same price, right around 268. Shut the front door. Wow, maybe really means could be support. Could be resistance. We're going to know in a day or two, but right now I'd have to say it's resistance because you see how it went up there and then came right back down to the line. That means it's hugging this line and not this line, and that's why it looks like more resistance than it does support. That's what we're watching here this morning as we go through here. And we'll be back in just a few minutes to wrap it up, so stay tuned.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, one of our listeners, Greg, asked me to tell you if this is a 1-3-5 pattern here in the NASDAQ. There's your 1. There's your 3, and there your 5. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to see if there's any symmetry between the highs. So there's your first high right here. There's your second high. And as you can see here, we'll just draw this down like this from this high right here. It's not perfect, but it's in the ballpark. It's its lower high. So that's certainly right. And the next thing you want to do is measure the relationship. So there's your high right here. And that takes you right up to the exact 61% retracement on the day. We just made a new high on the day. There was our early high. Then it dropped well over 2,000 points. okay, after bringing a 10,000 point run. And then you can see we're back here just making a new high of the day right here. And that's exactly 61% retracement off of that. That means it's probably going to be pretty close to 78% retracement of the other one. And there's that one right there. So that lines up. So the only other one to look at is way back here. And let's see if that one is close to 50%. And you draw that one in. And there it is right there. It's way above 50%. So 50% is right in here. We have a 618 and a 786, but the 50% doesn't come into it. 786 of this, 50% of that, and that's where we are right now. We just made new highs on the day. The previous high had been 25,666, and our new high was 25,682. So we made a higher high by just a tiny little bit, and then you can see here we started to back off just a little bit, but it's still real early in the day. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. And I hope to see you folks on the flip side tomorrow. I've got live trading coming up on Friday. I hope you love it, because I've got a special thing on trading strong trending markets, folks. The whole program is going to be based on 382 and strong trending markets, because I got so much information now that it builds a really strong case if you're a day trader or a short-term trader, or any type of trader. If you want to use something that's really powerful, it's that 382. It's a monster. So we'll see you on the flip side, and may God bless.